ID on you by any chance? No?
No.
What's your name?
I want to keep my name private.
What's for? To identify yourself?
I'm sorry?
You don't want to catch a charge, do you?
What charge is that?
Failure to identify?
Do you know what 3802 is?
Yes, sir.
What is 3802?
Your rights.
I'm asking you, can you tell me your name and badge number?
You'll be able to see it.
But I can't read.
Well, you're recording, right? So you can see it. I'm giving it to you. It's on video. It's Shimshi 2544.
That's it.
Lady,
No, sir.
See your ID.
No, sir. We did not. We have everything on there.
I know.
We didn't say anything.
I'm going by what she said.
No,
I need your
no, sir.
identification.
No, sir. No, sir. I don't
Why
need to
we're
give
here.
you my
Well,
ID.
we have a responsibility.
As far as I understand.
We have a responsibility to document when we talk to people.
You can call me John Doe.
Whether we agree, disagree,
Call me Evangelist.
or whatever.
What starts as a peaceful First Amendment audit quickly turns into a textbook example of how police misuse failure to identify threats to intimidate citizens. In the quiet town of Pearsall, Texas, one journalist stands his ground outside an ICE detention center, armed only with a camera and his rights. What unfolds next is a tense exchange, laced with misinformation, pressure tactics, and one chilling warning. You don't want to catch a charge, do you? But was there even a crime?
Hello, sir. Officer Gonzalez.
How you doing?
What are you up to?
What am I up to?
Yes, sir. Got some calls that some people were concerned.
About?
You just standing out here. They didn't know your well-being or what was going on. You needed a ride or something.
No, I'm just walking up and down. I'm an investigative journalist out here on assignment.
Oh, okay.
I'm an investigative journalist out here on assignment.
Oh, okay. Do you have your ID on you by any chance? No?
No.
What's your name?
I want to keep my name private.
What's for? A report. You're not wanting to identify yourself? Is there a reason?
For my privacy.
I know, but I mean, we're the only ones that are gonna know.
How you doing, sir?
Nobody else is gonna know your name.
How you doing?
Officer Warren.
Todd.
Todd, are you just filming the...
Yeah, just doing some...
You live here in Pearsall, or...?
I'm not going to answer those type of questions.
If you live here? Okay, do you have any weapons on you or anything like that?
No, I'm not armed.
Okay.
No, I don't even have a pocket knife.
Okay.
So you're not wanting to identify yourself?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So you don't want to ask if you live here in town? Or I'm just being cool. You know,
No, I know. I understand.
Okay.
You live here too? You guys live here?
I live in San Antonio.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't live here either. I mean,
You guys drive all the way down here for work?
Yeah.
It's every single day?
A lot of guys do it here too. It's surprising. The sheriff's office, this place.
Where's the sheriff's office? Oh, you guys are PD, right?
PD.
The sheriff's
right here.
office is way out there, like in the middle.
But I bet nurses down here that drive down here for nursing jobs.
Well, I know nurses do. My job brings me down. My job brings me down on Laredo a lot.
Okay.
In the valley too, you know. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm just out here. I'm a journalist, investigative journalist out here on assignment.
Okay.
Like I told her. So.
It's a nice camera, 4K.
Yeah, I love it, man. I got it for Christmas, man.
I got the Sony one with the one that had a projector on it. It's kind of nice.
Hey, my friend has one of those.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah, I have
What is
one
that?
of
Like a
those.
GoPro?
Yeah.
GoPro.
They work real good.
Yeah, stabilization. I had the one. I had the.
Yeah, this
black
one's
one.
got that. That's yours probably has. If yours has a projector, then you got the stabilization.
Yeah, stabilization. Yeah, it's a nice camera.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
I got it on eBay, man, because man, Best Buy they were like $900.
Yeah,
man.
I got mine open box. I always shop open box. Try to negotiate a deal.
Man, you guys are all right, man. Yeah. I do this all over the state.
Okay.
I get put on assignment to do these kinds of things.
Okay.
I have a lot of contact with law enforcement when I'm doing this type of thing, and man, I gotta say, you guys have been. We call it a pass.
Yeah.
That's what we call it.
Okay.
You know. I appreciate you guys, man.
All right.
Is it cool if we just get your name and your date of birth so we know who we're dealing with?
I'll give you my first name is Todd.
Todd what?
That's it.
You don't want to identify yourself at all?
No, ma'am.
95? 95?
Yeah, 95.
Failure to identify yourself?
I'm sorry?
You don't want to catch a charge, do you?
What charge is that?
Failure to identify?
Do you know what 3802 is?
Yes, sir.
What is 3802?
Your rights. Failure to identify yourself?
I'm sorry?
You don't want to catch a charge, do you?
What charge is that?
Failure to identify?
Do you know what 3802 is?
Yes, sir.
What is 3802?
Your rights.
I'm sorry?
Why don't you tell me what it is?
No, why don't you tell me what it is? Because I know.
I have it right here. So. Right here.
This guy's going to look up 3002, guys. You guys are being live streamed, by the way.
That's fine.
There's probably about 120 people watching us right now.
That's fine.
That's cool. I mean, we understand what you're saying, but.
I mean, just to know who we're dealing with. No one else is going to know if you want to.
I'm not going to identify myself, okay? And if you need to look up 3802 before you decide to take any action against me. Because
What? Where do you
I work for a national organization. Okay. I'm out here on assignment. I'm an investigative journalist. I told you what I'm doing. I'm not armed.
I know.
Other than that,
what we're dealing with.
Okay.
We have to identify everybody we come in contact with.
Okay, but that's your policy.
Okay, exactly.
Go ahead, MJ.
Why don't you say it?
Hey, just wanted to make sure you were all right.
Well, I guess you can see what's going on right now. Look on, get on my bamboozer. You'll see what's going on. No. All right. You should probably look up 3802, man.
Yeah, I know.
And you know what? This code 3802 is failure to identify in the state of Texas. And you guys ask for ID from just about everybody you come in contact with. So this is one code that you guys should be very familiar with.
I know exactly. You're not being victim. You're not being. We're not saying that you did any type of crime, so we really have no reason to ask you for.
Exactly, a reasonable, articulable suspicion.
I know what you're talking about, man. I just got a complaint. They just want to check you out. You seem like you don't have any weapons on you. You have every right to be out here doing whatever you're doing.
Okay, well, I'm glad we established that. And I appreciate the way you approach me, but she's being a little pushy. She's going to be educated right now.
Like I said, I'm kind of new, so.
How long you been a police officer?
Actually, since June.
Really?
I got my commission in June, and I've been here. I'm actually just got off FTO.
How long is the academy now?
Well, it depends. You
went to San Antonio?
San Antonio SAC, yeah. They have different. If you depend when you start. I think the shortest would be like 9 months. The longest like 12.
And do you get to choose where you want to work?
No.
You have to apply.
You have to apply. So you get commission, then you can apply anywhere.
Okay.
So I was working up north, and I wanted to go PD, so I came back down here.
You're working up north as law enforcement?
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, corrections.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, corrections officer. So then I wanted to go to the street, so I took the test and got picked up here. You been out for a while? You need some water or anything?
Actually, I'm pretty thirsty, man.
I'm gonna get you a water.
But it's pretty dang warm today.
Yeah.
This weather's been crazy.
It started cool this morning.
Yeah, it was a little windy too, right?
Yeah. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back.
Okay. Are you guys detaining me right now?
No.
Okay. I'm not going to go anywhere, though.
Okay.
Have you ever had to use your weapon yet?
No.
That's good, man.
No.
That's good.
Yeah.
Taser?
No. I try to use my words as much as I can.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
I can tell you're going to be a good officer,
Thanks, man. I
man.
appreciate it.
Hi, sir, just real quick. What did you say you're working for National what?
I'm sorry?
What did you say you're working for
I'm
National?
an investigative journalist, and I'm out here on assignment.
All right, sir. Well, I'll go ahead and let you be.
So did you get educated today on 3802?
No, I didn't look at that.
Called your supervisor?
Yeah, just to see, just to be on the safe side, you know. But all right, I'll go ahead and let you be. Just
all right.
People
But y'all
were
be safe.
concerned
Those are nice. How come you don't have body cam?
I have it right here.
Okay.
yeah, like I told you, some people were concerned. They didn't know if you needed a ride or so, you know.
I'm good.
But, all right.
Y'all have a good day. Y'all be
Bring a
safe.
Coke or something.
I appreciate it, bud.
All right, well, thank you.
Water's fine, man.
Okay, see what I got.
I appreciate it.
Pick one up, I'll bring it right up.
Man, you guys hear that?
The next time someone in uniform demands your ID without lawful grounds, remember this: you have rights. Texas Penal Code 38.02 makes it clear: refusing to identify is not a crime unless you're lawfully arrested. Don't let a badge override the Constitution. Calm firmness, legal knowledge, and a rolling camera can expose intimidation for what it is: an abuse of power hiding behind a uniform. Stay vigilant, stay free. Imagine standing peacefully on a public sidewalk, filming with your camera, when suddenly one cop shows up, then another, until you're surrounded by 6 officers, all because you dared to exercise your First Amendment rights. No crime, no disturbance, just a camera. This video captures the absurdity of a system that treats transparency like a threat and public accountability like a suspicious act.
Hey, how are you?
I'm okay, sir.
What you filming?
Whatever I can see.
What's that?
Whatever I can see.
You can hear.
Whatever I can see.
All right, you can film all you want. Just we'd appreciate as people are leaving, you don't film their cars, personal cars.
I could film personal cars, sir.
Well,
There's
it makes us a little nervous because we're here and all the threats. So
understandable, but you know, I could take pictures of people's cars. You have no expectation of privacy. I could take pictures of whatever I want. I'm standing on the sidewalk.
This is true, but we'd appreciate if you don't do it. We are police officers, and we do have concerns. So we just ask you nicely. You know, we're not chasing you, but we hope you understand our position.
No, I understand, but you know, I respectfully decline. You know, to stop recording the cars. I'm gonna record everybody.
If I may, and I'm sure, is there any reason you're recording our precinct? You're recording our cars? Is there any particular reason?
I mean, because I want to. That's about it. There's nothing wrong with that, right?
Well, you're standing on the sidewalk. You're not coming into our parking lot. It's just like I said. We have our concerns, of course. You know what goes on in the media. It concerns us.
I mean, I definitely understand what you're saying, but you know, all of that is irrelevant.
Well, it's relevant. It's just a matter of.
It's relevant towards you, yes, but
yes.
to me, it's irrelevant, though.
It makes officers, as they're leaving with their personal cars, makes them a little uncomfortable.
Of course,
you know, our police cars is one thing. You know, it makes guys uncomfortable. We don't know if that information is going to be given out to somebody else. We don't know that type of thing. So you follow me, right?
Yeah, of course.
I'm not chasing you because it's a First Amendment right. You can film. We never tell you can't. You're allowed to, but you can understand our concerns. Well, you know, the way things are, we do get a little nervous because it's our personal cause that you're filming and we're leaving. We're afraid that information might be out. You know, we don't usually have people filming.
But that's public information, though.
Our personal cause.
That's public. No, it is public information. That's how y'all run the plates. That's how y'all know what car belongs to who, and you know.
Right, but you're by our parking lot in a police facility, so we get a little concerned. We're not going to chase you, obviously. You have a First Amendment right to be here, but you can understand why we're a little worried. You can't understand that, though, right?
No, like I said, definitely, I understand. I understand where you're coming from.
The atmosphere against us, we get a little nervous. Mm-hmm. You can understand that we all have families and things of that.
Definitely. I could definitely understand that. But do you understand what I'm saying? That it really don't.
We get that. We understand privacy. You know, there's a First Amendment right to do things. You can just understand our position. Mm-hmm. The only thing I can do as a supervisor is not chase you.
Is there a supervisor?
Yeah, I'm at the desk. I'm one of the supervisors. Okay. If you can maybe even give me an expectation of when you might be leaving. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to chase you. I'm not going to force you out of here. We're not going to have a fight or something like that. We're not doing that.
And I
understand
appreciate
your constitutional right to do that, but you do understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah,
I think you can understand that, right?
What's your name, sir?
It's right on my shield.
You know, I don't like to divulge things like that about myself, but I'm dyslexic and I really can't read. I'm asking, can you tell me your name and badge number?
You'll be able to see it.
But I can't read.
Well, you're recording, right? So you can see it. I'm giving it to you. It's on video. It's Shimshi 2544.
That's it.
All right.
Can I have your name and badge number, sir?
Gloria 25906.
Paladino 11158.
What's your badge number, sir, and name?
2333. You're being recorded right now.
That's fine. That's no problem. What's your name?
17258.
Appreciate that.
What's your name?
I didn't give it.
Would you mind giving it to us?
Honest citizen.
Okay. Can't force it out of you. So we just, like I said, so the question I asked you before, you have any idea how much longer you're going to be here?
I'm not sure. Probably for a little while. Just want to get some pictures and stuff and, you know, see what's going on around here.
Okay. So, but you did understand what I was telling you, right? About, as far as I'm concerned.
100% I understand.
I can't stop you from doing this, and we're not going to. I'm not going to do anything to you. But
once again, I appreciate that.
We appreciate your First Amendment right to be able to do what you're doing. We'd be very appreciative if you didn't, but again, we're not going to force you away.
Yeah, it's not really y'all could do it for that. As long as you know I'm not committing a crime or y'all suspect
we're
that
not even giving you a hard time. We're just
thank you.
We're entitled to ask, though, right?
Thank you. You're a gentleman.
That you can understand, though, because you're outside the precinct. We have a right to ask.
Of course, no. You have the right to go up to anybody and ask anything. But now it's the person's prerogative if they want to answer you.
Like I said, you have a constitutional right to video. It's just a matter of you understand our concerns.
Definitely.
Okay. So hopefully you won't be too much longer, and this will be a moot point.
Well, we'll see what happens. I appreciate you.
All right, thank you very much.
Man, all these cops come out here for me. So you see, folks, man, like I can understand. I would have respected it more, you know, if 1 or 2 officers come out here, but damn.
When 6 officers show up just because you're holding a camera, it's no longer about public safety, it's about control. This wasn't a lawful stop, it was an intimidation tactic disguised as concern. The Constitution doesn't come with a comfort clause. We must stay vigilant because when exercising your rights provokes a police swarm, it's the system, not the citizen, that needs scrutiny. What happens when a street preacher armed with nothing but a Bible and the First Amendment runs into a cop who clearly never read the Constitution? This fiery encounter turns into a public showdown over free speech, religion, and the abuse of police power. A simple sidewalk sermon becomes the spark for a civil rights clash that ends with one officer exposed, another de-escalating, and a preacher who refuses to back down.
To the young lady,
No, sir.
see your ID.
No, sir. We did not. We have everything on there.
I know.
We didn't say anything.
I'm going by what she said. I need your identification.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay.
We have freedom of speech.
Okay, come over to the car.
Yes,
You're under
sir.
arrest.
I am actually.
You're under arrest.
Let me talk to you 1 second, just so I can get the.
Yeah, sir. Are you his superior
Let
officer?
me talk to you for 1 second.
Yeah, the First Amendment. You cannot do
I understand.
this.
And
You will have a lawsuit on your hands.
I'm not worried about
Go
that.
talk.
Why
You
am I
should
not
be.
worried about- I
You
am
should
not
be
worried
worried. You're
about
on
that.
film, and we have all the evidence. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Cops who don't know the law. Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or of the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. And so we are street preachers. We have every right to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. Are you still arresting me, sir?
I'd like to get your side of the story, unless you don't want.
Well, we
to
have
talk
it on
to me.
film. We can
I would
certainly.
like to get your side of the story.
Okay.
Of what happened when the young lady walked by. Did you tell her she was going to burn it out?
No, we talked to her and we asked her if she believes in Jesus Christ. She said she's Roman Catholic. And by the freedom of speech that we have to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Did you tell her that she's going
But
to
you know
burn it out?
something? We have.
I'm just asking.
We
did you tell her you were
say
gonna burn
that
it out?
people. It doesn't matter. Even if
Yes,
I
it
did.
does.
No, it
If
does
she's just
not, officer.
walking
You do
by,
not
if
understand
she's
the First
walking by,
Amendment.
I
You do
understand.
not understand the First Amendment.
But when you're
You do not
causing
have a
alarm,
right to
when you're
dictate
causing
to
alarm,
me.
that's what
when
happens, sir.
you do
When
not
you're
have a right to
causing
dictate.
alarm,
We
that's
are
what happens,
preaching
sir.
the gospel of
She's
Jesus
walking
Christ,
by,
and the gospel of Jesus Christ says very clearly. We talk to people by preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Actually standing
and
there
you
with my
do not.
Slurpee.
We have it
I was
all here on
standing over
evidence,
the- I was
and
standing
you
there
will
the
go ahead
first
and
time.
arrest me then.
The
Go
first
ahead and
time
arrest
I'm
me for
standing
First
there with my-
Amendment.
the first
Go
time
ahead
I'm
and arrest
standing there with
me
my-
for the First Amendment. We have the right to
first time I
proclaim
was
the
standing there
gospel
with
of
my
Jesus
Slurpee.
Christ.
Possible to see the video.
You're not going to listen.
Well, it doesn't matter. Yes, it is. No, I will have to stop
Would we
it.
be okay with that? With seeing the video?
No, I'm not okay with that right now because I have it filming right now. But I mean, if you arrest me, we'll certainly use that for evidence.
We
but
didn't
we
say
did
anything like
nothing.
that. We're
Well, he
just
said
asking a
he started to put
I
his
was going to
hand
write you
on
an
his.
infraction because I feel I
No,
had
you
enough
have
for
no. You
creating
have
a public
nothing. You
disturbance.
do not have a
I am
right
going
to do
by
that.
young
First
lady
Amendment
because I
says
remember
because
the
we
first
preach the
time-
gospel
the
of
first
Jesus
time-
Christ, and the gospel of Jesus Christ says that if you are dead in your trespasses and sins, you are going to go to hell, sir. That includes you.
And drowning
That
in your
includes
own
the.
blood.
What's that?
And drowning
Where
in
does
your
it say
own
that?
blood. And drowning in your
What
own
are you
blood. My
talking about?
mother's told me that.
What's that?
My mom has told me
See,
that.
you are an
Devout
officer.
Catholic.
You are an officer. You do not have a right. You are hindering me now. As witnesses, this man is now, you are a representation of the state. You can leave now. This is a public. Hey, do you see this man? He is out of control. Yes, yes. Go talk to other people because you are absolutely out of your realm. You are out of your realm. Thank you, officers. I appreciate you for protecting us from a man who does not, an officer who does not understand the law. Thank you.
Give me 1 second.
Fair enough.
Yeah, take you into custody, like handcuffs.
Oh yeah, he will have a lawsuit on his hands. How you doing?
Not too bad.
Good.
Sergeant Ryan, just got out here, so sounds like maybe a woman was offended by something you said.
Maybe so, but the point of the First Amendment is that we have the right that sometimes.
I know what the First Amendment is.
Okay, very good.
I'm not suggesting that you don't have the right to be here.
Very good. Of course not.
If we get a complaint, as you know, this isn't the first time we've been down here while you guys have been here. So we need to figure out how we're going to rectify the situation because.
Rectify what situation?
Well, the woman was concerned. Okay.
About what?
And
we didn't approach her. We didn't approach her. We say to anybody that's walking by, if you're not in Christ, you're dead in your trespasses and sins.
How do you know that people aren't in Christ?
What's that?
How do you know that she's not?
They tell me. They tell me. But it doesn't even matter. The First Amendment does not rest upon people's agreement with my free speech. You understand that? If you look at the constitutional law and various court decisions in the Supreme Court, my right to proclaim in a public area is, I mean, it's not absolute. I can't yell fire in a theater, but I can preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. And part of being a Christian is that if somebody's telling me that they don't believe or whatever, I can say to them that if you're going to die in your trespasses and your sins, the Bible clearly says that a person will go to hell if they don't have faith in Jesus Christ.
Okay.
So, you may not like it, sir, but it is still true.
That's nobody's suggesting that it's not true.
So I hope that I'm glad, thank you for taking time because that officer is certainly unhinged and he does not know the law. And he was ready to put his hands on me and I appreciate that you guys intervened.
Here's the thing. We're on a college campus. If we get a call, we have to come.
Yeah,
right? You
fair
know
enough.
That. Just like
I've had
the
police. Yeah, right. I've had the police call on me so many times for my First Amendment
we get a
rights.
call. We get a call,
I understand.
and I don't have to tell you, you're in an environment where people don't necessarily believe what you're saying.
Of course not.
They don't have to believe what you're saying.
Yeah, of course.
You don't have to believe what they're saying because you guys have had. I've been out here. You guys have had plenty of dialogues, right?
Absolutely.
And that's the great thing about the U.S. We can agree to disagree. We can disagree. We could do whatever.
Yes.
And it'd be pretty boring if we all believed.
And people will often use governmental force to try to suppress other people's freedom of speech, and that's the instance here. Is that she made false accusations against us. I mean, if you arrest me, then I would use that as evidence to show that even still, we are Christians. We believe in what the Scripture says, but there are people that have the First Amendment right to say pretty much anything that they want. We don't have those laws.
You're not telling me anything I don't already know.
Yeah.
The things that are said to us are protected by First Amendment as well, right?
Yeah.
So that's something that we deal with as police officers as well.
Yeah, fair enough.
You're not the only one that deals with that, right?
Well, thank you. I appreciate you doing your job.
I recognize that,
Thank you so much. And what's your name?
Officer Ryan, or Sergeant Ryan.
And your badge number?
11.
11. And what's your name? Officer, what's your name?
My card, sir.
What's your name and your badge number? This guy's a little unhinged. He makes me very nervous. I'm just saying, he makes me nervous. He has a gun. He makes me very nervous. This is a very strange man.
He's got his business card.
There's your business card. It has his name.
I don't want your business. Well, yeah, actually I do. If you do anything further, if you, what
I got
case?
a case number for this too.
For a case number?
Yeah.
Why? Because am I under arrest?
I'll give you a case number.
Am I under arrest?
I'm documenting.
Am I under arrest?
You're not under arrest.
Okay, then why is there a case number?
I'm going to write something up on it. Do you want it?
No.
Okay.
It has nothing to do because I've done nothing wrong. I've done nothing wrong.
You're good.
This man's a little, he's a little unhinged. He makes me very nervous. He's intimidating. Yeah, well, he needs to be respectful. He's laughing. He has a gun. He's a very intimidating man. He seems mentally unstable, to tell you the truth, and he makes me very nervous.
I understand what you're saying, but
I know
the way
do.
you're saying it
No, because
is
I'm afraid of a man with a gun who I believe is
obviously,
unstable.
Nothing's going to be.
Well, he started to
done
put his
you.
hands on me. I appreciate that. And you know, you guys are reasonable, and that's why you're keeping him away, because he's something's not right.
You know, in the future, if we could just keep things civil,
of course,
just try to keep things respectful.
Of course,
and
that
as
is
long
respectful.
As they're respecting you and you're respecting them,
Of course.
there should be no.
See, there we go. There we go. Officer, there's a good example of what we put up with. Thank you, son.
Don't give them any
Thank you, son.
attention.
So that's how you what's that? Oh, I did not use any profanity. I did not use any profanity. Diaz, yeah, go away. Thank you. Thank you, officer. I appreciate
So
that.
what's your first name?
I don't need to give you my name.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, I gave you my name.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. But I don't need to give you. I've not done anything wrong. I don't need to give you any information.
Okay. Well, as a general rule, we identify everybody we deal
That's
with.
fine.
That's
a
for
nice
like
rule.
your protection.
Take care.
As well.
Go get some help. Go get some counseling, sir.
So he's gonna go.
So why won't you cooperate with us? Just give us.
I'm not cooperating because I've done nothing wrong.
Can I just explain what's going on with him?
Yeah, that would be really good to know.
He has a female complainant, okay, based on this whole burn in hell statement.
That
Can I
a
finish?
person.
Would you mind if I finish?
Oh no, go ahead. Yep.
That she's alleging you said to her multiple times. I don't know whether or not that's true or not. I just got here.
But if I did say that, what does it matter?
Let me finish.
But that's a good question.
Right, but let me finish where she's going with this. So we just show up as a third party.
Yeah, I understand.
She wants to make a complaint.
Right.
You are right that very speech is protected under the First Amendment.
Yep.
Understood.
Yep, very good.
Understood, right? But when someone calls the police, we still have an obligation to go,
Sure.
whether or not,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
whether
I
or
get
not
that.
the alleged act is protected under
Fair
the
enough.
Constitution.
I understand that, sir.
So, to kind of circumvent what was going on and kind of ease the situation,
Thank
bring
you.
a little peace to the campus.
Yeah, de-escalate.
Right?
Yeah.
We still have to service her complaints, so we have to understand it more.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to, sometimes, contact the court and say, hey, this is what we were presented with. The problem lies that if we don't know who you are, right, then how do we sort that whole
Well,
thing
I've
out?
talked to officers in other times in other places. I gave an officer last week one of my brochures.
Yeah.
So, he has my email address. People
But that's not
generally
us. I
know
don't
me.
know who's that officer.
But I don't know. But
You have brochure now?
here's the question. Here's the question though.
Yeah.
Even if I did say, which I do not allege that I said anything that is beyond my freedom of speech, even if I did say to a person what she alleges that I said, you're going to burn in hell forever, you have no authority or right to say that I cannot say such things to people.
Yeah, I didn't say we did.
So what's the problem?
Just asking for your name.
If someone complains, we have to come and investigate.
Yeah.
We're not saying that you can't say you can burn in hell.
Okay.
We're not,
And you've done your
that's not-
investigation.
No, we actually haven't.
Okay, what's your
Actually,
investigation?
We haven't finished because we have to identify all parties involved. That's
Not
just
at
like
all.
If I
I have
stopped you
not
for
done
a traffic stop.
No,
right?
this is very different than a traffic. Am I being detained?
No,
Okay, so when you stop somebody with a car, you are detaining them, right?
Here's the thing,
Do
sir.
you understand? Am I
Yeah,
correct
we're
in
not here
that?
for a law lesson. We're here just to talk with you.
I know, but you just
We
used
wouldn't
an
have come, we would
illustration.
not have come here had we not got a complaint. You understand that,
Oh, of
right?
course, people complain all the time.
We knew you were here,
Mhm,
right? Because
sure.
we had someone call in and we said he's legal to be there. You didn't see us hanging out here and bothering you, right?
No, you guys are
we
reasonable.
We didn't do
No,
do anything.
you guys
We're
are
here
perfectly
because somebody
reasonable.
complained,
No.
and our responsibility to our students is that when they make a complaint, whether against you or another student or a faculty member, is to rectify the situation and try to figure out what's going on. Okay. This isn't your first time here.
No, I
You know-
graduated from here actually
You
many
know,
years ago.
you know that you've got plenty of students who either agree or disagree with you. This isn't like some epiphany that we're learning this today, right? Like I've been down here when kids have been yelling and doing all the things, and we just
Sure.
watched it happen.
Right.
But like at the end of the day, it makes it much easier if we can just identify you and be like, he's all set and be done. Like we're not trying to cause problems for you.
No,
In
I
fact,
understand.
we've never caused
I guess
problems for you.
I am
We've
being a
kept
little bit.
you safe by being here,
You
right?
have.
When
Yeah.
we've had officers here when students are in your face and they're screaming and they're being silly and they're acting a fool.
Yep.
We're here to keep you safe.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
So at the end of the day, we're just doing our job.
Yep, I understand.
We're not telling you can't say you're going to burn in hell, because if that's what you believe
Right.
and that's what the scripture tells you, then that's what you believe and the scripture tells you.
Right.
It doesn't mean that everybody believes
Right, we know that, of course.
Like,
of
so,
course. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here.
Exactly.
If we believed it, there would be no reason.
Right? Like I told you before, though, if we all believe the same things, it'd be a pretty boring world, right? If everybody looked the same and acted the same and believed the same things, then we'd look like a bunch of robots running around here, right?
Sure.
There would be no uniqueness, no nothing. So again, we're not trying to cause you any problems, but you make our lives a little easier when I can just say, yep, I spoke to John Smith, and
then you could
he's
call me
all
John
set.
Smith.
Well, that's an example, and you knew it
I
was
know.
an example.
You could call me, but I don't. I guess
I
I'm being.
can't call you John Smith. I don't think it really
I'm being
works that way.
stubborn here
you're just being
because
uncooperative,
I am being uncooperative because I've done nothing wrong. And
We're not saying you did.
Yeah, I know you're not,
explained
but
to
I
you
don't
why
need to
we're
give
here.
you my ID.
Well, we have a responsibility.
As far as I understand,
we have a responsibility to document when we talk to people.
You could call me John Doe.
Whether we agree, disagree,
Call me evangelist.
or whatever, or if we're protecting you or we're protecting someone else. We have a responsibility to identify.
Yeah, but I don't have a responsibility to give you my name. Right? Do I understand that? Yeah, thank you. I'm not trying to be belligerent or anything,
We're
but
not being belligerent. I mean, we're just trying to cooperate.
I appreciate it, and I have cooperated. Except I just don't want to tell you my name, just because I don't believe I've done anything wrong. No, exactly.
Why wouldn't you?
Why? Well, that's a very.
You didn't do anything wrong.
It's a kind of a manipulative way of saying that. I am innocent.
Sure.
So why should I tell you anything?
Why not? Just because we're two citizens?
No, because you are not citizens. You have a gun. You are an officer. This is a big mistake that police make. You try to say that you are just Joe Citizen. You are not.
This incident is a textbook example of why knowing your rights is essential, because the people tasked with enforcing the law often don't understand it themselves. If we let intimidation silence free speech, we lose the very freedoms our Constitution protects. When one officer fails, another steps up, but the burden of accountability should never fall on the citizen. Always record, always stand firm.